Howdy everybody, it's Andy and Barbara. We're back on the creek again. Today we are on a claim that has some historic hydraulic mining on it, and we are standing on some of the waste rock piles from the hydraulic mines, and we'll show you a little bit more of the area that we're working in here in a little bit. But we've got some stuff that's right over here behind us that's some nice tasty orange looking area where they stopped hydraulic mining. I don't know the history of exactly why they stopped the hydraulic mining, but my guess is when it became illegal in California, so that operation ceased to exist. So we've kind of gone over and looked at the walls of this a little bit. We've already seen that there's lots of nice pretty orange soil, lots of iron content it looks like, and lots of round river rock where that prehistoric channel came through here once upon a time. So we'll go get ourselves set up, start digging some dirt, and see what happens. We may or may not find any gold today, because this is all a big experiment. That's why they call it prospecting, right?
You know what? I think the big experiment is, will we find gold before the thunderstorm gets here or not?
Yeah, will we find gold before the thunderstorm gets here? We were going to go somewhere higher up in the mountains, but it's supposed to be like 5 to something inches of snow up there today, so we opted to be safe and stay a little lower and yeah, try to avoid the thunder and lightning. That couldn't be dangerous. Anyway, let's get to it. So this valley that we're standing in here today on this claim, historically, way back millennia ago, apparently there was an old riverbed that came through here, and according to the geological maps, this whole area was filled with tertiary gravels from that old river system. If we look across the way and up the hill a little bit, we may be able to see some of the old workings right through here. There is an area where they hydraulic mined, and further over this way you can see more of the orange face over there. If I stop blurring my camera, more of the orange face over there where they hydraulic mined. And even right up on top of this hill you can see waste rock piles where they were working the top of the hill for those same tertiary gravels. I imagine that hill across the way once upon a time was a lot higher than it is now, probably 30 or 40 feet, and they have just washed that all away. So what I'm standing on right now is the same thing. These are waste rock piles. In the terms of hydraulic mining, you'll notice that there are some troughs that run through here. And let me come over here, and you can see Barbara's actually standing down in one. So here's the face that was being hydraulic mined. They were washing the dirt away from this. That dirt was coming down through this trough that Barbara's standing in. You can see where they made a nice little rock wall. It would run through this trough, and my best guess at this point is at the end where everything drops off, they probably had a wooden sluice box that ran across there, out past that big oak tree, and then dropped into a ditch that runs back behind my truck and then drops into the creek bed over there for Jackass Creek. So this is the spot we think we want to play in today, and mainly because of these gravels over here. As the camera swings around, so we're going to find a couple of good looking spots in these gravels and see if we can come up with any gold. Again, this is prospecting, so I'm basically going to be digging a few buckets of dirt from a couple of spots and doing some samples, and then we'll take them down to the creek and we'll put them through the sluice box, see if we come up with any color. My buckets, I'm using my, as I like to call them, my crappy soft-sided buckets, but the buckets are all different colors. So I got an orange bucket, a blue bucket, a yellow bucket, several different colors, so I know where I took my sample from, so that if we run a bucket and we come up with some nice gold, we know which hole to go back and dig in. So we'll get at it here and get back to you in a little bit.
In a minute. Just want to get some of this material back in here more. And so these different layers. It's like you start to think maybe you're getting some of that clay and it's not the clay.
Yeah, it's more concreted than clay. And then it's got that little dark,
Yeah.
really
That's
rounded pebble
Oh, yeah, you're
gravel
right.
in it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, once you get way up in there, you can actually see the round gravel in there that's concreted in that. And it's sitting on top of all these bigger rocks. So maybe it'll be someplace that's worthwhile. We'll see. Well, suffice it to say, 20 minutes later, this happened. I don't know if we're going to be able to get back out or not. The weather is saying there may be thunderstorms for the next few hours, so this may be a bust. So here's the layer we're taking the sample from. We got a couple different holes that we're working just to take various levels of the material. So we're taking it from the bottom layer down here. We're working a couple of little holes here. I made a little cubby hole in here. Inside of that little cubby hole, it's a red, orange, almost concreted. You can crumble it apart in your hand and break it off of the cobbles. And inside of it is just tons of round, heavy river rock in this old tertiary bed. There's no bedrock anywhere nearby here, but you can see there's bigger boulders, well, not really boulders, but bigger rocks piled up here. And in between these bigger rocks is where I'm finding these really red concreted pockets of smaller gravel. So that's what we're going to sample. We'll take it down to the sluice box here in a little bit and see if we find any gold.
Perfect view. So this is the blue bucket. Was from the bottom layer that we took beneath big rocks, big cobbles.
One tiny fly poop. That was 4 buckets that we pulled out of the sample. So we probably won't be digging in that same spot again because one tiny fly poop is not worth going into production for. But that's why we sampled. We had to find out for sure. Maybe if we could move 2 tons of that material, we might find some gold, but we're not going to do that. So that's it for now. See y'all next time. One, two, three. Well, as you can tell, it got a little wet. It kind of looked like drowned rats. Didn't get any gold, but it's what we came out here to do, right? Came out here to do some testing, see if this place panned out. If it panned out, we come back out and do more. Didn't pan out. We avoided the snow from way up in the hills, so I'm happy. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
Excellent day. Thanks, y'all. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. See you next time. Bye-bye.